So I wanted to talk a bit about intuition and how to strengthen your intuition and get more in touch with that part of yourself, which is basically just the part of yourself that like knows things. People call it like your gut feelings. It's basically the part of your subconscious that knows more than your rational mind does, and it's a very useful part of being human. I feel like a lot of people don't really know how to listen to that part of themselves. Over the past several years, I've become a lot more in tune with my intuition. It's made my life a lot better, to say the least. So I thought I would talk a bit about how to awaken your intuition or strengthen it or listen to it. In our society, we're taught that it's not okay to listen to ourselves and that we always need to listen to an outside authority. We're taught that like authority figures know more than we do, which is really not true. The only person who knows the most about you and your life is you. So you should know how to listen to yourself. So I think that's something that's really important that everyone should become more in touch with, is themselves and their own intuition. One big thing that I started doing several years ago is to say no to things that I had a slight feeling that I didn't want to do or was uncomfortable with. Be it going to a certain place or taking a certain job or hanging out with a friend a certain day. Just little things like that that I feel like a lot of us just push aside when we have that little feeling like, I don't really want to do this, but I guess I'll do it. I started just saying no to those things that I had that little feeling that I really didn't want to do it. I started noticing that I was a lot happier when I would just say no to those things and instead start saying yes to the things that I really did want to do. We all have that little feeling inside ourselves. It's like telling us like to go in a certain direction, but a lot of us just ignore that. And I definitely used to do that a lot. Another thing that I started doing was writing by myself, usually in the evening. First thing in the morning, I've heard, is a good time to do it too. It's just when you're in a quiet space alone where you can think. That really helped me get in touch with who I was and what I was actually thinking about things. And I started practicing being really brutally honest with myself about things that I was thinking. I found the more I practiced being honest with myself and what I was feeling, it helped to strengthen my inner voice and really know what was up with myself. It's very important to just take time to be alone with yourself and just think about things and process your life. It's a really good habit to have, and I think a lot of people don't really do that. I feel like a lot of us kind of bombard ourselves with just things to do, just to keep ourselves busy, and we've all kind of become afraid of silence. I've noticed over like the past 10 years there are TVs literally everywhere. They're just screens everywhere, like in the dentist's office, they're everywhere you go, and I feel like we've become afraid of what we might hear in the silence if we had time alone to ourselves to think. So I think it's really important to just take some time away from screens and stuff and just you know, what's another thing? Just take some time to be alone and be silent, because that's where I get a lot of great ideas. So yeah, get into a quiet space and write. That's helped me a lot. Another thing that kind of goes along with that is being honest with yourself and other people. By that, I mean not just telling the truth, but phrasing things as truthfully as you can. And that might seem like a little thing that doesn't really matter, but for me, I've noticed that it really actually is important. It's also really important for just building relationships and the way that we communicate with people. One example of this is when I tell people that I like film and stuff. I used to just be like, yeah, I like film and stuff, and I studied it in college and stuff. Recently I've become more confident about being honest and saying that I like making YouTube videos and I'm really passionate about like online video. Both things they're true, but they're phrased differently. So you could say you like film and stuff, or you could be more specific and say what you actually like, which is more truthful. So that's kind of what I mean by being more honest about things. So yeah, that might seem like a little thing, but it's actually a really big thing I've started to realize. Your intuition might seem vague at first, but the more you practice being honest with yourself, the more you'll really be able to hone in on what it is you actually feel. So yeah. The last tip I have is make note of the outcome of when you do and don't follow your intuition. Sometimes I'll have a strong feeling that I should do something, then I don't do it, and then I feel crappy. Then I'm like, oh well, maybe if I had done that thing, I would be feeling a lot better about myself right now. And sometimes when I do follow my intuition, I will run into a person who will say something that guides me in a really good direction, and then I'll be like, wow, I'm really glad I went to that place and ended up seeing that person, and that was really serendipitous. So yeah, just take notes of what the outcome is when you do and don't listen to your intuition, and that will help strengthen your intuition as well. But yeah, this is just something that I felt I should talk about, I guess because my intuition was telling me to do it. So I thought I would just do it. Let me know if it helped. I hope it did. I've just been thinking about it because sometimes I'll tell my sister like, oh, what is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you should do? Like, listen to your heart. She's like, I don't know how to listen to my heart. I don't know. So partly making this video for you, Julia, and I hope it helps. So yeah, you're all very important and you should all be able to trust yourselves and listen to yourselves, and I wish you all the best. Thank you all so much for watching. Jolly Rainbows. I'm trying to make videos often this year, once a week ideally, working up to twice a week hopefully. And I also have a gaming channel that I haven't posted on in like 3 years. But that's youtube.com/user/jollyrainbows or whatever. If you are into that, you can check that out too. I'm hoping to get back into that this year as well. I have social media places that you can check out too. I'm trying to get more into the swing of being an internet person and keeping up with my social media, which I have not been good at the past several months, but I'm gonna try and do that. So you can follow me on those. If you want to support me, I have an Etsy store where I make knitted Zelda-inspired hats. They're very dear to my heart. This is an original pattern that I created by trial and error myself. They're very soft and wonderful, and I've knitted over 180 of these hats. So I've knitted almost 200 hats. That's kind of crazy. So if you're into Zelda and you want a hat and you would like to support me, the link will be down below. And that would really mean a lot to me. It would really help me out a lot because I don't get as many sales in the spring and summer, but I think they're still very nice to wear during this time of year. So that's up to you. If you would like to check out that down below, you can do that. And thank you for stopping by, and I will see you soon.